It's all about the journey and not the destination. In this video today, I'm going to be talking about all of that and more. Enjoy. What's going on, peeps? My name is Chris and I love everything to do with the mind, self-development, and anything that can help us be better human beings in this thing that we call life. And I'm here to give you any tools, tips, advice, experiences, and perspectives, anything that I can that can help you on your journey throughout life. It's all about the journey and not the destination. This is one of the most powerful things that you can remind yourself. But what I want to bring it into is respecting everyone's journey, because everyone's got a different path, everyone's got a different page that they're on, book that they're in, chapter that they're on, and it's important to remember that we have to respect other people's journeys just as much as we respect the journey in general. Now, over the years throughout my journey, I've met some people that have been on the same journey that I've been on, and I've also noticed that throughout, when I started to wake up to a bit more things and ask the deeper questions in life, like, why am I here? What's my purpose? What's the point of all this? All those deep questions that sometimes you can start asking yourself. Now, if you're not asking yourself this question, there's nothing wrong with you. That's totally fine. Everyone's got a different journey. Okay, but for me, very introspective, bit of a deep diver into life, how everything has come to be instead of just evolution, So throughout, when I kind of started opening up to these aspects and opening up my perspective or opening up my consciousness to these new different ways of being and life and how essentially it can be or could be or maybe, I noticed that a lot of friends that I had started dropping away because I would talk about these things and they wouldn't understand where I was coming from, or they didn't understand what I was talking about, and it was tough. Imagine what it's like to kind of come to this point and have these realizations, and then the friends that you have in the past just don't gel with it. And in that respect, I don't disrespect any of that at all. In the beginning I was trying to push like, hey, this, have you thought about this, have you thought about that? And it was too deep for a lot of people, and maybe they weren't ready for that to go down that path, or it just didn't resonate, and that's fine. It's good to remember that is fine and that is okay, and to respect everyone's journey. Back then, didn't really respect everyone's journey and everyone's path in how they had to go. But it's okay, because I learnt this throughout watching, friends that had been like, you're just too deep, or I don't know what the hell you're talking about, to a couple of years later being like, I get what you were talking about now, I understand. Over and over, these things would happen. Over and over, I would have more people come and question and be like, how did you get to this point? How did you come to this perspective? And I'm nothing special. I'm just normal. I'm a normal human being that just asks questions. But I saw, like, over and over people, coming to these realizations, and it wasn't anything that I said or anything like that. It was just the realizations that they would have within themselves about, who am I? Who's the person underneath all the social media, or under the job that they have, or under the relationship that they have, or all these other aspects, all these other masks that we can put on top of ourselves. A lot of us do it, and that's not any fault of our own, because it's coming from a place of where we're trying to fit in, we're trying to become social beings, we're trying to be part of the social tribe, and that's okay. In saying that, it's good to also, deep dive and understand who you are. That doesn't mean you all have to do it at all either. It just means that, there's no harm in looking inward to find out more of who you are. Now, the journey inward can be a roller coaster ride. It can be up, down, left, right, back to front, backwards, fall off the roller coaster, get back on the roller coaster, hit rock bottom, up really high. It's just one of those things. And, throughout my journey, I've really learnt the power within diving into myself, respecting other people's journeys, and just learning and growing. Now, I met someone last night who years ago I knew not very well, but it's not a person that you would see, kind of coming to this point where it's like, oh yeah, I started doing this self-inquiry, started meditating at the start of the year, just really kind of like, just really intrigued in how the mind worked. And those people that you'd look at and you'd be like, nah, this person would never go down that path. It just, not necessarily like you wouldn't think that, because we can judge in that respect. And it's such a beautiful thing when you see someone kind of having these realizations within themselves and being like, it doesn't matter who the person is. I used to love going out partying, I used to love drinking, I used to love coming home at 4 a.m. I didn't love that part, but I'd always have a drink in my hand, always want to keep going. What was I searching for in that respect? Or what was I escaping from in that respect? But ultimately, like I said, it's so beautiful to see some people that come 180 and they have these realizations and they start asking these questions. In the beginning, it felt very lonely because like none of my friends were kind of going down that path, and so I'm like, is there something wrong with me? But over time, the more of those friends dropped away, and I still love them to this day. I love all my friends. But I'd get new friends that were on that same level, that were resonating with what I was going through, or resonating with what I was talking about, or going through the same experiences. And that, my friends, is a beautiful thing to feel. So, with that being said, go on your journey. Respect everyone's journey. It's all about your journey and not the destination you're trying to get to. Within the journey, you learn, you grow, you make mistakes, and you improve. There's no fear, there's no failure, there's just feedback all the time. Remember that. Down below, you'll see the buttons. Just click one of them, or all of them. Helps me out, you know the deal. As always, peeps, make someone smile today. Something so small can make a huge difference in someone's life. Remember that. And as always, go gently, keep on keeping on, keep on wondering. Much love and peace.